Hello, collective. Welcome, welcome. I am Nikki, your local vegan tarotist, and we're going to do a reading for the twin flames out there. I saw these toys at the store that are called Monster Misfits, and I feel like that was just completely apropos for the twin flame journey. It's like two halves. Right? You're a whole person, blah, blah. But you're like two halves of the same spirit. And that spirit recognizes when you come into contact with each other in the 3D that it's a little bit messy. Right? Three of Cups, Six of Wands. We're going to see what's going on with the masculine side of things. You are seeing, right? If you are seeing a lot of numbers in threes, right? That's a holy trinity. That means that the divine timing portal is opening. Okay? There's also the 1111 portal coming up. So, yeah, this Three of Cups and Justice. You've been looking for a reason to celebrate masculines for a while. I feel like, and there she is. Three of Pentacles. You want to collaborate with a feminine. We have a divine feminine here in your energy masculines, the Empress. This is all the queens, all the elements, just like the Emperor is all the kings and all the elements. They are the divine alchemist, the magician. Maybe you like magic. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of false magicians that were like abracadabra, right? And you were under their spell. So let's see, when you come into contact with this Empress, it feels very solid. We have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the second slowest moving knight, right? The page, yes, but the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight. It means that they are coming in with something very solid. So this is kind of building that momentum from moving very slow into pursuing something that you love. You love this person. So I feel that this is a masculine collective that has already either come into contact with their feminine or somehow is able to see her, because she's right here. She's presenting herself. She's off to the left, to the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. So maybe you just moved out, separated. And now when I say just moved out, before the energy that I'm talking about right now. So just moved out could have been a few days ago. It could have been a few months ago, right? Less than a year for sure. We have the Six of Swords. And there could be a child involved. But the Six of Swords is some fast communication. But look, they're not... This person's also taking their time. So the Six of Swords, that's typically a pretty fast incoming message, communication from a distance, or a masculine that comes in to sort of rescue a feminine, right? Maybe the name Mary or the letter M. Or Virgin, could be dealing with a Virgo, right? We have the Six of Swords. That's the number of agape love. And then underneath the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I feel that you're in your separation period right now, masculines. So I think this reading is going to be about a masculine and feminine that have come into contact, but they're in separation. Again, separation is part of the twin flame journey. It can last from 24 seconds, 24 hours, 24 years, right? It can be maybe the number 24, which is 6. So we have the Four of Wands, which is the 1111, which is behind the 6 and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a guarded energy, halted tongue. It's more of somebody, this is someone in a pickle. This is someone who had to make a decision, and that Six of Swords is somebody making that decision and coming forward. Because they're holding this Five of Swords, so that tells me that you and your person, there could have been blocked communication for a period of time. And we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. A lot of options. What's going on in the masculine collective here? Why are they moving slowly? What is the holdup here? Oh, you don't want to talk about it. Okay, Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups in the reverse popped out. So this is maybe leaving a situation, choosing yourself. You had to choose yourself. This is somebody maybe still holding on to the past a little bit, but we have the Two of Pentacles here, which is Capricorn energy. It is balancing, and it's balancing your light and your dark energy. So this could be masculines leaving behind a cycle, and that was the holdup, was that they were not willing to leave. You, masculines, were not willing to leave a cycle, right? This could be your person, flip it or reverse it, doesn't matter. When you are in a twin flame connection, you mirror each other a lot. So this is probably you and your person going through very similar things at the same time. Now, when I say time, that is divine timing. So that means maybe your person went through this 8 years ago, 8 days ago, 8 months ago, whatever, with the number 8 here, and you just caught on, or vice versa, right? It's like somebody is leaving a situation that feels more recent. With the Empress sitting here, it does indicate to me that it is the masculine who was taking, I don't want to say longer, okay? And I was getting this sense of impatience today from the collective, that it was preparing for this, that there's this impatience, there's this like, oh gosh, time's running out. This feminine is very inspiring to you masculines, because I'm getting muse, time is running out. Also, Tom York, hearing damage. Somebody didn't listen. It's like there were words exchanged. That's what the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords is. And this Seven of Swords figure here in the masculine energy is holding on to Five of Swords. Something was said that put them on hold from making this decision. Two of Swords is a decision that needs to be made. It's the crossroads. And maybe masculines, you chose a karmic over this feminine, and that's why you went into separation. You were, and that could be after you met, or that could just be how the energy between you feels, right? Because when you're in a twin flame connection, you feel your person. They're there, and whenever you do something that is not for your highest good, you may feel this urge or this shadow to blame your divine feminine, and vice versa, right? You know, like, where are you? What's taking you so long? Or why won't you leave this person? Or, you know, if you feel like you're not respecting yourself, you're wondering, well, does my feminine not respect themselves? Like, why? We're mirroring each other, and I feel like I'm acting out of my normal behavior. So you might be feeling like you're acting, reacting, behaving out of character for you, but it is because those are shadows, mutual shadows between you and your person that you had to work through. So you either had to confront them before you come into union, before you connect in the 3D, or you already connected in the 3D, you met, maybe you went on a date, maybe you had coffee or a chat, maybe it was just kind of like a very casual, and then because it doesn't feel like there was any kind of partnership here. And I think that's because masculines, your heart was somewhere else. But we have this Empress waiting patiently now. Okay, so maybe the fact that the masculines have left these, and this could be a person, right? This could be another feminine. This could be family. This could be toxic friends, work behaviors that are out of your alignment. And you had to get into something that was more aligned for you so that you were on the frequency of divine love, because only when you are, divine timing is a frequency. So it doesn't just happen. It's not based on a month. It's not based on a day. It's not based on time. It's based on frequency. And then we have the Chariot. So Cancer energy here, Cancerian, Taurus, Libra energy here with the major arcana so far. Those could be signs that you or your person have strong in your chart. The Chariot is, again, charging forward, very fast motion. But if you look at all this water energy in the masculine side, this Chariot is stationary. That just looked almost like a toolbox. So maybe you have like a truck toolbox, because the Chariot also represents vehicle. So maybe you're doing something with the toolbox in your heart space, and maybe you're very specifically looking for a specific tool or something in a toolbox for a project or something that you're working on. But it feels like that emotionally you're looking for a tool. you're not sure if you have the right tools for this feminine. Oh, you got the right tools, masculine. The World. There could be distance. You could be moving in together. You could be moving away together. You could be moving towards your person. They could be moving towards you. This could also be an emotional distance. You could have met online with the World Wide Web. There's some sort of distance, and it feels vast, but it's at the bottom of the deck, so it feels like it is in the past from this energy, right? There's some sort of confirmation in here for you masculines that's going to jumpstart your Chariot. And the feminine is here in the Empress energy, ready and waiting. But they're an Empress. Lovers at the bottom of the feminine deck, and the Sun. So Gemini and Leo energy. This eminence, your eminence. There could be something very regal about this feminine. We have the Queen of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an earth sign. There's something very regal about this feminine, though. Your eminence. But I was going to say this feminine seems like they are content in whatever they're doing on their side of things. Maybe that's what you think. Maybe you think they're too content, and maybe they're not going to want to juggle. Maybe they're not going to want to add you to their list of priorities. That could be a fear that you have, masculines. All right, let's see what's going on, feminines. The Empress. Yeah, the feminine is in a very strong energy here. The Fool. Could be dealing with a Pisces, Aquarius, Aries. More Pisces energy with the Hangman here. And this could be how the feminine seeing you, right? Because why do I feel like I'm doing a masculine reading? Because the feminine is coming in a very strong energy, and I'm not saying that the feminine has nothing to learn or nothing, no lessons here or nothing to do, right? Feminines just stay in your energy. But this feels more like a masculine reading, like the masculines need more advice or need that confirmation, right, feminine? So maybe, you know, your eminence, Wayne's World, we're not worthy, we're not worthy. Maybe this masculine does not feel worthy of you because we have the Fool here. And again, water energy with the fish, with the water, this Fool needs to take a leap of faith, but they have something holding them back. And maybe that's, you know, the Hangman, that time is running out. Major Arcana across the, you know, the first part of the spread here, which tells me, feminines, that you are kind of locked into your divine energy. You're on that frequency and you're calling them in, but there's something in their energy that just needs a little, it needs to click into place. It's like the right when that second hand goes, and then that second hand, once the second hand hits the 12, once it is aligned with source, once it is direct, right? Maybe some planetary alignment is going direct. I don't know, we're always in some kind of retrograde or something. So astrologically speaking, maybe there's something in your, I just got 10th house. I am not an astrologer. I'm like very much learning about that. But anytime that I do look into it, outside of the moon cycles, it's pretty minimal. I don't know the houses or anything like that. That's still something on the docket that I will learn. So that's what I'm getting is 10th house. So maybe something in your 10th house. 10th house, 10 is also the number of endings. So yeah, it's like once that hits the 12, maybe the 12th house, once it hits the 12, then the other hands can move. And now I feel like the hands of time, divine timing. It's like this seconds, the second that the masculine officially cuts the past out, stops that behavior. We have the 5 of Cups, could be drinking involved. But see, again, there's that hearing damage. I mean, maybe somebody has some hearing issues, right? But it's like the masculine's not, this little masculine figure here, this little boy is not listening to this feminine that's yelling at them, right? So this is why the masculine's taking it so slowly, because they have dealt with feminines that were abrasive, obnoxious, degrading. These are really strong words to come in about someone's character. So I feel like this person broke down this feminine, whether this started with a mother, whether this was, you know, they were raised around a bunch of sisters. Maybe this masculine is like an only child or something, or they had they were the only male, right? If they are a male masculine, this masculine could have just been surrounded by, and has only really come into connections. And connection's the wrong word, because a connection indicates that there's a connection. It's dual. It's reciprocated. It's two parties, two or more, right? But if it's not a mutual connection, then it's an attachment. So this masculine could have dealt with codependency, attachment disorders. So maybe they got into a place where they stopped doing that. But because they stopped doing it, it's like they also stopped investing in love. They stopped investing in themselves. So they had to come into this place of self-love. And maybe feminines, if you have come into contact, maybe you were part of that. Maybe you were part of the thing that amped them up. You jump-started their chariot. At least, you know, it's kind of like, I mean, you could be working on your vehicle, masculines, if you're still here. Feminines, you might be working on your vehicle as well. But and maybe that's it. Like, the chariot can represent those things in the 3D. It represents a vehicle, movement, change that is emotionally fulfilling. You know, in the emotional body, it's the heart space. It's following your heart. There was something blocking this masculine's heart with the 5 of Cups. Feminines, you could have also dealt with this. You could have issues with a mother. Maybe you both share very similar familial issues. And those things were part of the construct that made you who you are. Not who you are. Yeah, who you are, but like who you always were. It's not just like, oh, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. No, I was always me, which is why those things happened. Because anytime that you are destined, divinely orchestrated and destined for something, for a union, when you're on a twin flame journey, twin flames are destined to come together so that they can become a power couple, create space for the collective, and that space is for healing and attunement and alignment and all of these good things, right? And empowerment, right? Because what do we, when we see a couple, most of the time, and I think both of you have looked and looked and looked, you sought a couple that you could say, yes, that's kind of what I want, or that's exactly what I want. Maybe you're looking for exactly that, but you haven't even found anything close, I feel, that could represent what love you want and what love you know, like, rests inside. There's like a dormancy here. And see, now it's harvest time. It's harvest time, and it is, you know, harvest season. So maybe something in the fall, because this is giving a very fall, you know, putting the potatoes down in the ground. You usually plant them, well, I don't know. It depends on where you are in the world. But maybe, you know, you're in a place where you plant them like in October, right? And then they rest, and then spring. It's like, you know, I lived in Connecticut. Maybe you live in Connecticut. To connect, you must cut. So masculines are cutting something out. They're doing the work here to get that out. And see, they tried to, it's like they tried to juggle. I don't think this is a relationship. Like, I don't think that there's a third party of another feminine, right? Because that's toxic. That's not somebody who's ever going to likely change. I don't want to say ever, because that means you're saying never and always. You know, it's never never, right? There are slim possibilities, and maybe you did, you know, feminines, maybe you did become the muse that inspired this masculine to change, right? But change has to come from within. It has to be something that you want for yourself. So if this masculine was juggling, if they were a player, if they couldn't decide between two people, they're not doing that anymore, right? This is divine energy here. This is solid energy. So you're not dealing with somebody who's going to play games with you, feminines. And I think that could be a worry of yours. You could be dealing with a masculine earth sign. We have the King of Pentacles here, which is Taurus. But it could be any earth sign or someone coming in with a very stable offer. So just a quick backtrack, when I was living in Connecticut, there were tulips just on the side of the road. You know, it's like every flower, every plant is native to somewhere, right? And so it's just, you know, daisies and every flower that you buy. Mums, you know, I love mum. You buy those, they had to grow somewhere wild, right? And so when I lived in Connecticut, it snowed a lot. And then the snow would melt down, nourish the bulbs, and it's almost maybe like an idea. There could be some sort of idea or inspiring, like spring. So maybe something with spring, you could have met this person in the spring, and now that it's harvest, now it's, depending on when you're watching this, because these are timeless, right? So maybe you're in fall right now, and that's when you're going to harvest this. But just to see, and it's almost like they saw you spring up. Like you were such a surprise to them. Like I knew, I felt, I kind of believed and hoped that somebody like this beautiful flower. And see, she is holding this flower here. It kind of looks like a tulip, actually. Maybe a rose. Maybe those, something with flowers. Yeah, maybe something with flowers. She got strawberries over here. Yeah, it's like this feminine's got strawberries, she's got flowers. And both of the Empress cards, you know, I mean, that is the Empress. She is growth, she is nourishing, nurturing, she's all of those things. And very nourishing. It's refreshing to see somebody like this, to meet somebody like this, to know that there is somebody, that you weren't just like dreaming in vain, right? Waiting in vain, Annie Lennox, maybe that's an important song. That's also serendipity. When she's walking in, and both of them are like kind of connected to other people when they meet, and then the divine timing, they have to leave. But and maybe this person is somebody that you put in the back of your mind. And yeah, being in a relationship with somebody, you're like, oh, this isn't quite what I imagined. So Pisces energy, Hanged Man. Pisceans are dreamers. They are the dreamers. They're linked with the moon, the third eye, purple. They are all about dreaming. And if you've ever met, or if you are a Pisces, maybe you or your person have strong Pisces placements, they are idealists, right? They are idealists. Their polarity sign is Virgo. Again, more Virgo energy. And they are the perfectionists. So you have idealism, perfectionism at play here. And so this masculine, I think, has kind of brushed, and maybe feminines you have as well, maybe you've brushed off people because they were not perfect, right? And people probably told you they're not nobody's perfect, and you're just like, it's not that they're not a perfect human being or they're damaging, they're not for me. They're not for me. And maybe you maybe you over-invested in those things for a long time, but then you came to a point where you're like, you know what? Fine. If we're not meant to be together, cool. And so maybe that's kind of what happened. Maybe you connected with this person and you were like, oh, we're just not on the right timeline. It's not the right time. It was not right. It was obviously not the right time because you had to go into separation to sort some stuff out. And we have the Six of Cups, which is the soulmate past life energy. And there is this light and dark, demons and angels. The balancing here. Capricorn energy is the devil. But there is this, like, I don't know what to do. Let's see. Let's clarify that. There's confusion here. Why is there confusion? Ten of Swords. That's that ending. Magician. Okay. And there's the Knight of Pentacles. I am getting a lot of Earth energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Justice, more Libra energy. This masculine had to leave something. They had to either move out. There was some sort of maybe legal, karmic issue that they had to sort out, masculines. Feminines as well, but I do feel like the feminines maybe did that a while ago because they're sitting in double Empress energy for a while here. This could be same sex, right? But this is the feminine energy that's coming out very strong. They are in their Empress frequency. The Magician is looking at the Magician card here. So I feel like the masculines are reviewing their skills. They're looking in their toolbox. They're like, do I have the capacity for this? Am I good enough? Oh, masculines, don't do that. Ace of Pentacles. Yes, know your worth. Masculines, you attracted this feminine. This feminine attracted you. Therefore, you're on the same frequency, or at least very close to it, right? When you come into connection. And then you maybe have to pull apart and do a little bit of reconfiguration. But it's like, you know you have the tool. And maybe you're losing things. I find a lot of people have been losing things recently, misplacing them, because they do end up finding them. So it's like, this feels, it's your long lost love, and that you can look at it as on the nose as that, but it's this feminine has prompted this masculine into it, like self-review, which is that Virgo energy. It's the self-analysis, self-inventory. But there's something about balance. What is this balance here? The Chariot tried to pop out and then pop back out. King of Pentacles. This is a very slow, methodical masculine here. Two of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. This is waiting for your seeds to grow. This is waiting for all the stuff that you planted to grow. So there's something with growth. We have the Ace of Wands, and even in the Ace of Wands, sunflowers, right? Maybe sunflowers are important. Maybe flowers are important, right? I was thinking about it. He can call me a flower if he wants to. From Bambi. Maybe something with deer. Deer are the Native American zodiac for Gemini. And I was just about to put this deck over there, and it's like this. And that's death. The death card. So scorpionic energy, ending of a cycle, the number 13 possibly, which is 4. You could be a life path 4. And the Ace of Swords, communication. New communication. So maybe you tried to communicate before. You weren't on the same page. You weren't compatible. You weren't on the same page, but you were in the same book. Okay? Maybe you were in the same boat, but you were rowing in different directions, right? Because we have this Six of Swords with a little canoe here. So there's something about, like, you guys were so fucking close, yet so far. Because that world gives me the energy of being very far away. Ace of Swords again. Seeing the cartomancy here. We have the Joker, which is the Fool, taking the leap of faith. Three of Swords, heartbreak, disappointment. We'll look at that in a second. Eight of Cups, again. Okay, this masculine possibly felt like maybe both of you. I keep getting this for the masculine, and feminines are just kind of like sitting here watching and waiting and listening. There's a faith and a strong intuition and a strong link with Source, Link, Zelda, maybe something with that. But, you know, Link. And see, that's the mirroring thing there, too. I mean, it's a confusion. You guys could have some very common attributes or things about you. You're very, very similar in ways that were maybe problematic before. But once you sort those out as tools versus shadows, right? You see them as lights. So you've transmuted them, you've done the shadow work. Once you do that shadow work, you realize, oh gosh, I'm not broken, I'm not worthless. Because the Ace of Pentacles is somebody realizing their worth. But aces are new. Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. So there is a conversation coming in. There is communication coming in from this masculine. to talk about that. Let's go out. We got the Three of Cups. Let's go party. But there's a lot of feeling like a fool in both of your pasts, I feel. Very, very similar. You're very similar in ways that challenge you. And you're also very different in ways that challenge you. Both of those challenges, both sides of a challenge is good. A challenge builds you. And then we have the Four of Wands here, which is the 11-11. That's the union. So this is kind of like the path. You took a leap of faith, masculine or feminine. You, right now, took a leap of faith towards love, towards your dreams. And then you were disappointed with the Three of Swords here. Like, maybe 3 times, you know? Maybe there was a disappointment. There was an attempt to take a leap of faith, to try something new, to follow your heart with the Chariot, and you fucking got kind of blindsided, I think. Maybe there was somebody was dealing with a false. The Emperor's not here at all. We have the King of Pentacles twice, which is solid energy. But that is also, again, the slowest moving element is Earth. So then we have the Nine of Wands, which is the Wounded Warrior. It's sitting in that defeat. This is a very woe is me place. This is kind of like not being able to get out of your own way and try again. But it's also someone who's very exhausted. So I think you hit a point of just being so exhausted with taking leaps of faith towards love and getting disappointed. Taking leaps of faith towards your dreams and getting disappointed. Rejection is divine protection, right? It all roads lead home. This is the Eight of Cups. Again, choosing yourself. Eight of Cups is leaving something that is not emotionally fulfilling for something that is. Right? Now, the other Eight of Cups, this person, when they left, they had no idea what was ahead. Look at them. Look how they're hanging onto that staff for dear life. Like, I don't know how far away from this I'm going to be able to get, but I have to get away from it. And I don't know what's ahead. I don't know what's beyond this, I kept thinking ridge. So maybe something with ridge. Pepperidge Farms, I don't know. That's from Sex and the City where they, I don't know, maybe a masculine is very well endowed here. Because I'm getting big peppermill dick. If you've ever seen Sex and the City, they refer to a friend who just kind of, so maybe you guys are friends, or maybe this is like a friend of a friend. But yeah, he just like is standing there drinking his coffee, no pants. And she's like, okay. Maybe something with the name Carrie or the letter C. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's in there somewhere. But that was like strange behavior for a person. I don't know. I'm not going to get too into that. Like, I mean, I'm sure I could find messages in there because I could find them anywhere. But there's something about, and these look like timers too. Timers or those, something with peppers. Food is very important with all the Taurus energy here. I'm not surprised, but maybe food is very important. It's like, or, like the cheese graters or whatever, right? Vegan cheese, right? It's this like, again, it's like cogs, something with watches, clocks, something about mechanical gears. It's like, and then once it comes in, once everything clicks into place, it's just I think you're one click away. It's like, and then it's going to be an explosion. It's going to be an explosion of passion. Because, I mean, we've got the Four of Wands. This feels very stable. It's like once you choose yourself, this is not a rebound. This is not going from one person to another, right? This is choosing yourself. Then you attract divine union, right? Then you attract divine energy. All right, we're going to see, where is my box of stuff? Shoot, one second. Okay. Oh, the cards went everywhere. I was trying to keep them organized. I was feeling that, Virgo. Everything has to be aligned up and perfect. And this thing has got all jumbled. Look at that. Look at that. 9 of Wands. Yeah, it's like, I feel like somebody wants to just flip the table. Flip the card table. And I feel this explosion coming. I feel this. 3 seeds. So we've got threes. You're going from the 3 of Swords to the 3 of Cups, which is celebration. It's a date. It's going out. It's friends, loved ones, you know. So maybe that's how you meet too. All right, that's too much. Event. Yeah, maybe you meet at some sort of event and that just flew right away. Let's look at this event. Okay. Somebody, yeah, there could be... I think this explosion is going to be quite literal because we've got this... Okay, come on. That's not just me. Whatever this is right here, looking a little phallic. And then just below it, it's a dry spell. There's water and rebirth coming in. And this also gives me the 4 elements with the E, the element. It's like E, Evelyn, Emily, Eve, maybe so Eve, and then NT. Eve is going out for an evening. And it's going to, there's that nourishment again. It's a replenishment. Labor bonus. Each labor seed on the crop receives 1 extra point when the crop is scored. Y'all are scoring. Yeah. Nimble nectarines. And I saw nibble when I just looked at it. So nibble. Maybe you have very sensitive nipples. This person is going to nibble on you. This person wants to nibble on you. How Jack jumped over the candlestick. This is kind of like very freaky because it was very slow. I don't think either one of you know how much passion is lurking. It's not lurking. What is it doing? It's like, it's like in a race. It's behind a door. It's gonna like pop out. Somebody has been sort of boxed in. So there could be a dry spell, right? I'm definitely getting a dry spell. Crops. And then this is more Virgo energy with the wheat here. It's time to harvest. And we have money here. Money and labor. So you could be starting a new job. Or just focus on that. Maybe that's what you're both focused on. Your labor, money. Money. That's what you both are focusing on. So again, strong earth placements. We have the King of Pentacles. So that's maybe what the masculine was focusing on. Maybe they wanted to be 3 seeds. 3 seeds. 3 seeds. They're not all the same cards. There's crops, there's events, 3 seeds, time. Let's see what's going on in this time one. Lively lemons. Put a zing in your step. Side effect. I didn't mean to lick my lips just before I said that. Puckered lips. So, some smooching. Some serious smooching coming up. Etc., etc., etc. The king and I. Yeah. Feminines, you got this king. Money bonus. You guys are going to make a lot of money together. Harvest time. Harvest. 1. Which is new. So this is new love. This person's going to come in a new energy, even if you've known them your entire life. This life. They're going to come in a completely new energy. It'll be like the very first time. Feels like the first time. Also, touched like a virgin. Touched for the very first time. Virgin. I believe Madonna is a Leo. And then Virgo energy. A lot of strong Virgo energy here. So this is somebody coming out of solitude. Solitary confinement. And having a replenishment of their energy. And that replenishment is going to attract a nourishing, I mean, when I say long lasting, it's like this is your life partner. Maybe they're going to show up at your door. Oh, this is a fun reading. There are cards everywhere. And then this one fell, crop swap. Swap your incomplete crop for another player's incomplete crop. This is not a swap as in you're going to be burdening somebody. Maybe you felt like you would be a burden or you wouldn't be good enough for this person. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I just ran 40 feet. But I'm currently staying with a friend. And someone rang their doorbell. That's what that was. And they're here to winterize the sprinklers. They're doing work on the sprinklers. So, water is the major element here. We got earth and water, you know. This event, you're going to swap. This is going to be a true, feels like a tantric energy exchange. It's what sexual intimacy was intended for, what it was designed for, not necessarily intended for, but it's what it should be intended for, right? So this is maybe two people coming out of being tired of dealing with casual connections, so they shut down, went into hermit mode, did some work on themselves, asked all the tough questions, answered all the tough questions, because you can ask all you want, but now that these are two people who are, the time is right. The time is right for this union. 4. It's the union. It's the union coming in. But good for you guys. I feel like you're going to have a lot of fun. And not just in bed. You guys are going to have a lot of fun in life, right? Because bed just represents life. Represents your connection in a way that is literal. But what goes on in there, if you go in with the right intention, is very healing, right? It's that tantric weave. It's the divine masculine and feminine coming together. And there is not going to be, you might have a handful of people that you can think about right now that you're like, wow, that was really hot. That was good. I can't imagine getting any better than that. You might have one person in your mind. Or you might just have this imaginary idea of it, right? Well, what is imagination? It's creation with an I, right? I am creating it. Imagination, right? It's like a magician. I am a magician. It's owning that you are the creator of your own destiny. So once you realize that, then you can attract this person because you both have the same intention. 7 of Pentacles. You both have planted the same seeds, and you are gonna water them for sure. Hey, so that's fun. Let's get a little. Let's roll this die, and roll this die. Right, more scorpionic energy. Death. 6. Agape love, soulmate. Because you loved yourself, because you took the time to choose and love yourself, now you are going to attract. You are attracting, you have attracted someone who does the same for themselves. Therefore, they have the capacity to do it for somebody else, right? When you're dealing with people who haven't taken the time to do that for themselves, there's no way they have the capacity to do that for you, right? You have to do that for yourself. And then you just do it for yourselves together. Therefore, you're always charged with this energy. I feel a lot of energy right now. Like, it's very exciting. Okay, let's get a color. Brown. Maybe you and or your person have brown eyes, brown hair. You could have brown skin, right? Maybe you love the color brown. Also, that kind of gives me more fall energy, right? Things are kind of like brown, not a ton of color, right? Around you possibly, but brown is also earth, right? So, and we just have the world here. The Fool is coming forward, and see that 9 of Wands is again in between the Fool and their prize. Yeah, this is like the Princess. This Fool and the, ooh, see, okay, these are very slippery cards. Slippery little suckers. The Empress just came out again. Pretty woman. Scorpio, Virgo energy. Julia Roberts, maybe one of you has red hair, or you have that kind of sass to you. You get the red hair sass. You're soulless. But it's like this, somebody coming in to, and they're electrically charged, right? Because these are pretty slippery cards, but the Fool just got statically charged and flipped back and forth like this when I was just trying to put the cards back together. So it's like the Fool is super statically charged. So feminines, this masculine may come in with a lot of energy at once, which may shock the hell out of you because they have been in this pentacle energy, this very slow energy for a while. They've been in that hermit mode, right? So when they come out of that, it's that explosion. It's coming all at once. Because this masculine, once they've decided, this is a masculine who knows what they want. And they're going to come in with this King of Wands energy. The King of Wands gets what he wants. He goes after what he wants. The feminine gets what she wants. Excuse me. Because getting is receiving. Masculine is pursuing. That is energy. Don't blame me. Don't hate the messenger. Or hate the messenger. Free will. I have so many. There are some that fell on the floor. Who knows? Which will be interesting to see what they are. Let me actually just check. Okay, so it's that Two of Pentacles. Or I'm sorry, Two of Wands. Two of Pentacles is that Juggler. This is a juggler. This is a multitasker. This is a very busy person. But not just busy for the sake of being busy. They have a lot going on. And they are managing it. Excuse me, they're managing it. But Death here, Scorpionic energy, but the Two of Wands, the way that they're digging down with that, looks like a post hole digger. So somebody could be putting in a fence, or something with fences, or again, planting. It's like you're getting down in there. I feel like this masculine's ready to go deep, and that is emotionally, physically, a lot of things. Like it's like they want to get down into the dirt and plant some seeds and do the work. This is somebody who's willing, not just willing, but dedicated and intentionally ready to do the work. So, looks good, sounds good. I hope there was something in here for you, collective. And until next time, I wish you well.